Two people start with nothing. One becomes a millionaire. The other stays broke forever. The difference? It's not luck. It's psychology. Start from nothing and become a millionaire. Sounds like a cliché, right? But here's what nobody tells you. The real difference between people who stay broke and people who build wealth from zero is not luck, not connections, not even talent. It's psychology. And once you understand this, you can't unsee it. Because the truth is, broke people and self-made, rich people live in completely different mental worlds, even if they start in the exact same place. Think about it. Why do two people with the same background, same education, same opportunities, end up in completely different financial realities? It starts with how they think about money. Most people see money as something to spend. Rich-minded people see money as something to multiply. That one shift alone changes everything. When someone with a poor mindset gets $100, they think, what can I buy? When someone with a wealth mindset gets $100, they think, how can I turn this into $200? That's not motivation, that's wiring. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. People who build wealth from zero are obsessed, but not in the way you think. They're not obsessed with money itself. They're obsessed with progress. They get addicted to small wins, stacking momentum, improving just 1% every single day. While most people chase quick results, they fall in love with the process. And this is exactly why most people fail. Because the beginning of any journey, especially a financial one, is painfully slow. No results, no validation, no applause, just effort and doubt. And that's where 90% of people quit. But the ones who make it, they expect this phase. They don't panic when things aren't working. They double down. They don't see failure as loss. They see it as data. Every mistake becomes feedback. Every resentment over time, that compounds into experience. And experience turns into income. Now here's something even deeper. Self-made, rich people have a completely different relationship with risk. Average people avoid risk to stay comfortable. Wealth builders take calculated risks to escape comfort. They understand something most people ignore. Playing it safe is actually the riskiest move in the long run. Because staying the same guarantees staying stuck. But don't get it twisted. They're not reckless. They don't gamble blindly. They study, analyze, test, and then move. They make decisions faster because they're not paralyzed by fear. And even if they fail, they recover faster because mentally they're already prepared. Now let's talk about something most people won't admit. Environment. You can't build a millionaire mindset in a negative environment. It's almost impossible. People who rise from zero either change their environment or outgrow IT. They stop taking advice from broke people about money. They start learning from people who've actually done what they want to do. They read different books, watch different content, have different conversations, because your income eventually matches your exposure. And if you're constantly surrounded by limitation, you start thinking limited. But if you expose yourself to growth, your brain starts expanding automatically. Here's another powerful truth. Rich from zero individuals delay gratification like their life depends on it. Because it does. While others are chasing instant pleasure. They're building long-term power. They're okay saying no today, so they can say yes to bigger opportunities tomorrow. And this is where most people lose again. Because discipline feels like sacrifice. Until it starts paying you back, and once it does, it changes your entire identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who wants money, and start seeing yourself as someone who creates money. That identity shift is everything. Because once your identity changes, your actions follow automatically. You don't have to force yourself anymore. It becomes who you are. Now imagine this. What if the only thing standing between you and financial freedom is not your situation, but your mindset? What if you're just one mental shift away from a completely different life? That's not motivation. That's reality. But here's the catch. This transformation doesn't happen overnight. It happens quietly. No one claps for you when you choose discipline over distraction. No one notices when you invest instead of spending. No one sees the late nights, the sacrifices, the internal battles, but one day they'll see the results. And they'll call it luck. That's the irony. Years of focus get labeled as overnight success. So the real question is, are you willing to be misunderstood now so you can be unstoppable later? Because that's the price. And not everyone is ready to pay it. But if you are, then you're already ahead of 90% of people watching this. And if you've made it this far, you're not here by accident. There's something inside you, pushing you for more. Don't ignore that. Because most people do. And they regret it later. So if this mindset shift is hitting you right now, if something is clicking in your brain, make sure you subscribe. Because this channel is not about motivation. It's about transformation. And the next video might be the one that completely changes how you see money. Forever, stay focused. Stay obsessed with growth. And remember, you don't need everything to start. You just need to start. And everything will follow.